In this lesson, I'm going to show you some of the basics to saved searches. If you're not really familiar with saved searches, they're a really cool reporting tool used in NetSuite. So there's really two ways to report in NetSuite that are kind of the primary ways to do some reports. There's just a traditional report, and then the other thing you can do is something called a saved search. And really that's just a way to analyze your data and collect all the information, all the pieces of information you need. And this is one of the main reasons NetSuite can be so powerful, is because you can filter down all your data that you need to get one simple report. All right, so first of all, let's go ahead and go into the All Saved Searches, and I'm going to click on that. And that's going to give us a list of all the existing searches. So I can view an existing search, or I can edit an existing one, or you can create a new one. You can also go up into your reports, save searches, hover over, and here's a new save search. So I'm going to click that. And these are all the different records inside of NetSuite that you could do a save search on. You can see that there's a lot of them here. There's different employee records, there's customer records, there's sales orders, different types of items like inventory items, and really quite a bit here that you can do some searching on. You can also drill down further into each of these records. So let's say that an item record has more details that is located in a different record. You can drill down into those too. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and select an item record for this example. And you can see up here, this is the saved search, and I'm going to create a new saved search called my items saved search. And for the ID, I usually like to start them off with an underscore, and then I'll say my item saved search. Oh, I spelled this one wrong up here. And you can see that I started it off with an underscore. And the reason why I do that is because NetSuite automatically adds a prefix. Go to reports, save searches, all save searches. You notice that they start with custom search. They always will have that in the beginning. And the reason why I put an underscore is so that it really separates that custom search word into the rest of it. It's just easier to find. One of the other things, I often make it public so that it's not just available to me. And now we're getting into kind of the bread and butter of a saved search. So in the criteria is how you filter down your information. Remember, we're within an item record. And if you don't really remember what that is, if you go to lists, accounting, items, you can see all the different types of items that our demo company has. I'm going to select Adventure Canoe, and this is one of the item records. So what I'm going to do is filter down the information to be able to create a list of all the data with some certain criteria. Like I might want to say, if this checkbox is checked, then display it in my results. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in my save search. So in criteria, I'm going to say display in website, which was that checkbox. And I'm going to say yes. So everything that is displayed in website, I want to show up in this results. You can also do this, use expressions. And what this does is I could say not checked or some other type of thing too. And I can also add parentheses. So let's say I wanted to combine a bunch of and or statements. You can change this to be an or statement and add parentheses like that. And add another line in there that says this or this information. But for now, I'm just not going to use expressions and use the default. And then we're going to go into results. And I'm going to delete most of these existing ones. These are going to be the columns. I just want to simplify it a little bit. So all I want to have is show the name, display name, description, and then I want to just show the criteria that I have, even though all of them will be checked. So these are the columns that are going to display in order. You can select one of these and change the order that it displays on your list too. I'm going to save and run. Reason why I'm getting that error is I unchecked that before I removed this information. I'll re-uncheck that. Now I can run it. You can see I get a list of all the different items that are displaying in the web store. And you can see that the column I placed right there. and I have this description in my results. So let's go look at that. Internal ID, name, display and website, display name, description. Let's go back to my results column so you can see how they are ordered. Name, display and website, display name, description. It just so happens that you just have the internal ID there as well. You can sort and check this descending or not. So let's say I wanted to not sort by the name, but sort by display name and say descending. You will get a different grouping of information displaying first. Now I'm going to go into something a little bit more complex. It's with some of your formulas. This makes saved searches even more powerful. And I'm going to type in formula, and there's different formulas. There's date, numeric, or text. So let's say I wanted to pull maybe the back-ordered ID. It would insert it in brackets, and then I can do some logic within here using SQL if I wanted to. And you can also have different starts with or contains, is not empty, that type of thing. But this really becomes more powerful with the SQL that you can do with it. So here's an example of some SQL on a formula text. There's a case when, transaction quantity, and a bunch of other different logic. Similar to what you would have in Excel, you'd have a formula with a lot of logic into it. And if you go to Suite Answers, you can see all the different types of things you can do with SQL and really work with your information a little bit more. I believe if I just search case when, you can kind of see the example. So this is case when, and that's where I grab this information on what to insert here. We'll go back into the save search, and I'm just going to exit from here for now. And the other thing I want to show you is drill down fields. If you scroll all the way down, you'll see that in the criteria, there's a ... meaning that these are drill down fields. So you can pull up other records within it. To give you more of a visual example, I'm going to show you on a sales order. Inside the sales order, you see that this could be a drill down field because it's a link into the customer record. So you could drill down into this record and then pull the information from within it, maybe the email. Maybe you need to display the email of the customer that is on a sales order. So what would that look like? Well, we would look at the drill down field. Maybe there was some vendor information that we wanted to filter by. This is the vendor record that is available. And then these are all the fields within that record that you can select. And then you can have that information drill down a little bit more for the criteria. You can also do that in the results in this drill down fields. You can pull some more information. Let's say on a sales order, if this was a save search on a sales order, you could pull down that information like an email. This is an item, so I have less options of examples to give you within this item just because there's not really any drill down fields that I have set up in this item right now. So we're going to just save and run and let you see this one last time. This pretty much shows exactly what a save search can do. You can also see that you can export this information into Excel. You can export it to a PDF and really do quite a lot of manipulation to the data to pull a report for the information you need. In addition to that, the save searches can be used on your dashboards, so you can always have them be showing up different types of information.